Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome to this tutorial on rational inequalities. Don't worry, it might look scary at first, but once you know the steps, it's actually pretty fun and logical. We'll start with what a rational inequality is, talk about some important symbols, and then go through 3 examples, each one getting a little trickier than the last. By the end, you'll be able to solve this easily using number lines and interval testing. So, how do you solve a rational inequality? But first, what is a rational inequality? A rational inequality is just an inequality that involves a rational expression. For example, x minus 1 over x plus 2 greater than or equal to 1. When solving, we're finding what values of x make the expression true. But remember, the denominator can never be 0. But before we start, let's go over some important symbols we'll use on our number line. Open or closed parentheses means excluded, and brackets means included. Open circles are excluded, while those filled circles are included. Easy rule to remember, right? So for our first example, we'll use the example that I gave earlier. So x minus 1 over x plus 2 greater than or equal to 1. So first, let's move everything to the left side so the right side is 0. This makes sign testing easy. So let's find the common denominator. Our common denominator is x plus 2. So we put that on our numerator. So x minus 1 minus open parenthesis x plus 2 close parenthesis over x plus 2. So when we remove the parentheses, that will become x minus 1 minus x minus 2 over x plus 2. Now, let's simplify it. X minus x is gone. And negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. So that simplifies to negative 3 over x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. The numerator is a constant, negative 3. So the sign depends only on x plus 2. Where can the sign change? Our numerator can never be 0. So when our denominator is equal to 0, which is x plus 2 equal to 0, our x is negative 2. So that's our only critical value. Now, let's draw our number line. Put an open circle at negative 2 because the denominator that is equal to 0, there it's excluded. Oh yeah, the denominator is always excluded, okay? Now, test one value in each interval. First interval, negative infinity to negative 2. I'll choose x equals to negative 3. So, negative 3 over open parenthesis negative 3 close parenthesis plus 2 that is equal to negative 3 over negative 1. When you divide them, it will become 3. So that's positive. That is true. Our second interval, negative 2 to positive infinity. Let's choose 0 as our x. So that just will become negative 3 over positive 2. When we divide it, it will become negative 1.5. That is negative. So this does not satisfy greater than or equal to 0. So that's false. Because negative 2 makes the denominator 0, it's excluded. There's no numerator 0 to include. So the solution is all x less than negative 2. So our final answer is x is an element of negative infinity to negative 2. Let's move on to our next example, which is a little bit trickier. So 2x plus 3 over x minus 4 is less than 1. If it's only less than or greater than, they are all excluded. Okay? But if it's with the equal sign like greater than or equal to, it can be excluded or included. First, move 1 across and combine. So that will become 2x plus 3 minus open parenthesis x minus 4 close parenthesis over x minus 4. Remove the parenthesis. So the term inside the parenthesis will become x plus 4. Now simplify. 2x minus x is equal to just x. Positive 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So our simplified fraction or term is x plus 7 over x minus 4. So we'll analyze it. Our next step is to find the critical values. So let's find zeros. X plus 7 equal to 0, our x is negative 7. And for our denominator, x minus 4 equal to 0, our x is positive 4. Both are excluded because inequality is strict. Less than sign, the less than sign or greater sign. So our test intervals, negative infinity to negative 7, and then negative 7 to positive 4, and then positive 4 to positive infinity. For our test interval number 1, we'll take x equals to negative 8. So open parenthesis negative 8 close parenthesis plus 7 over open parenthesis negative 8 close parenthesis minus 4. Now that will become negative 1 over negative 12. If we divide it, it will become positive, okay? So it's false here because it is not less than 0. So for our interval number 2, negative 7 to positive 4, let's choose 0. So it will just become positive 7 over negative 4. When we divide it, it will become 1 point something. So that is true for this interval. Okay? For our third interval, positive 4 to positive infinity, let's choose 5 for our test interval. So open parenthesis 5 close parenthesis plus 7 over open parenthesis 5 close parenthesis minus 4. So that will become 12 over 1. And if we divide those, that will become positive 12. So this is false. Because the inequality is a less than sign, boundary zeros are excluded. Also, x is equal to 4 is excluded, the denominator. So the final solution is negative 7 to positive 4. X is an element of negative 7 to positive 4. Now, for our third example, This is the hardest one. Okay, this is the last example. X squared minus 4 over x squared minus x minus 6 greater than or equal to 0. Factor numerator and denominator to see zeros clearly. So, now simplify it. We cancel x plus 2 algebraically. But we must remember, x is not equal to negative 2 because it makes the original denominator 0. So, simplified form with restriction is x minus 2 over x minus 3 with x is not equal to negative 2. The next step is to find our critical values. So, x is not equal to negative 2. That's our restriction. So, the numerator, x minus 2 equals to 0. Our x is positive 2. And for the denominator, x minus 3 equals to 0. It is positive 3. But then, x equals to may be included and the others are excluded. So, when we draw our number line, we use the filled circle on positive 2. Now, we test each interval with a specific value and show the computation. So, our intervals are negative infinity to negative 2, and then positive 2 to positive 3, and positive 3 to positive infinity. For our first interval, negative infinity to negative 2, let's choose negative 3 for our test. Open parenthesis negative 3 close parenthesis minus 2 over open parenthesis negative 3 close parenthesis minus 3. Negative 3 minus 2, that will become negative 5. And then for our denominator, that will become negative 6. If we divide them, that will become positive. So that is true. Okay? For our second interval, negative 2 to positive 2, let's choose 0. So, negative 2 over negative 3. If you divide them, that will become positive 2. So, that is true. For our third interval, positive 2 to positive 3. Oh no, there is no number between them, but there is actually. When you do that, 2 and then 3, what's between them is 2.5. So let's choose 2.5 as our test. So open parenthesis 2.5 close parenthesis minus 2 over open parenthesis 2.5 close parenthesis minus 3. So that will become our denominator is 0.5 and the denominator is negative 0.5. If we divide them, that will become negative 1. So that is false. And for our last interval, positive 3 to positive infinity, let's choose 4. So that will become open parenthesis positive 4 close parenthesis minus 2 over open parenthesis positive 4 close parenthesis minus 3. Our numerator will become positive 2 and then the denominator will become just 1. If we divide them, that will become positive 2. So, that is true. We have through on negative infinity to negative 2 to positive 2, and positive 3 to positive infinity. We include x equals 2 because numerator satisfies greater than or equal to 0. We must exclude x equals to negative 2 and x equals negative 3. So for our final answer is x is in the union of negative infinity to negative 2, negative 2, including positive 2, and positive 3 to positive infinity. In summary, whenever Alright, let's wrap up everything we did today. First, we learned that a rational inequality is just an inequality that contains a fraction of polynomials, where we have to be careful about the denominator. Then our main steps were move everything to one side, so one side equals 0, combine into a single fraction with a common denominator, and then find the critical values where the numerator and denominator become 0, and then plot them on a number line using the open circle for excluded and the closed circle or the filled circle for included points. And then the test intervals by picking values to see if the inequality is true or false, and then writing the final solution based on where the inequality holds true. Basically, we're checking where the fraction sign is positive or negative and matching that to the inequality symbol. And remember, denominator zeros are always excluded because dividing by 0 is a big no-no. And that's it for everything. That's how you solve rational inequalities, step by step, with a little logic and a little testing. I hope you enjoyed learning how to combine, test, and analyze intervals. And now you can handle any rational inequality that comes your way. If you found this helpful, keep practicing with different examples so the process feels natural. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and see you next time for another math tutorial. Bye!